Hi, my love, stray little girl from around the way where we have culture, conversation, and community. And girl, it's me and you now. We've been waiting. It's breaking news, y'all. Before we get into it, though, make sure you go ahead and hit the subscribe button and go ahead and also hit the bell notification so that way the next time I make a video you are looped in and in the know. So let's just hop into it, girl. Cassie done went down and told the people that she's ready to tell her story. Okay, she's ready to tell her story and is making claims against Diddy, p.diddy Love, okay, and saying that he was abusive to her. Now, we all know that him and Cassie popped out on the scene as a couple, and she was his girl for some time. I want to say they were together for years. Okay, and he is now being accused of rape, trafficking, and abuse, and a gambit of a whole bunch of other things. Now, I want to say this because I've seen a couple of you niggas talking about trafficked. So you can be trafficked if somebody has, in their mind that they're going to make you move from one place to the other, state to state or whatever the case, with the intent to cause sexual harm or sexual injury. Now, before I even get into it, y'all, let me just say, this is a little bit of a trigger warning. I should have probably started there. Okay. I probably should have started there. So Cassie, whose real name is Cassandra Ventura, has came out and said that, the abuse began in around 2005. And she was 19 years old and he was supplying her with alcohol and drugs, and says that the, abuse started once she became bigger. She says that, he was beating her and forcing her to have sex with male prostitute while he filmed. Okay. So apparently Diddy likes to watch. He was filming and stroking while she was being forced to have sex with male prostitutes. She also goes on to claim that in 2018 that, he raped her after forcing his way into her home. This is violent sexual crimes. Okay. Somebody cue Law and Order, BSU, or is it SUV? Child, it's late. Okay. It's late. You guys know that I am, a little jokey, but one thing I'm always take serious is women, especially women of color. Although I don't think she black, y'all. I think Cassie is Puerto Rican. It's like, nah, I'm joking. Rican. I feel Puerto Rican in this hair. Okay. Are we surprised? No, there's a long list of celebrities. There's a long list of people who feel like they have been done wrong by Diddy, and it's just coming out all after this very successful release of an album, which that album, she did his thing with that. She's asking for $30 million. Okay. $30 million lawsuit. That's huge. Okay. The lawsuit is detailing several causes of action, including sexual assault, sex trafficking, sexual harassment, violations of laws, battery, sexual battery. Okay. A whole bunch of stuff. She goes on to say, after years in silence and darkness, I am finally ready to tell my story and to speak up on behalf of myself and for the benefit of other women who face violence and abuse in their relationships. Okay? With the expiration of New York Adult Survivors Act fast approaching, it became clear that this was an opportunity to speak up about the trauma I have experienced and that I will be recovering from for the rest of my life. Wow. Mr. Combs vehemently denies these offensive and outrageous allegations, child. Okay. For the past 6 months, Mr. Combs have been subjected to Miss Ventura's persistent demand of $30 million under the threat of writing a damaging book about their relationship, which was unequivocally rejected as blatant blackmail. Despite withdrawing her initial threat, Miss Ventura has now resorted to filing a lawsuit riddled with baseless and outrageous lies aiming to tarnish Mr. Combs' reputation and seeking a payday. Now, listen to this. Cassie ain't messed with nobody. She's been silent. She done went off and married and did all of these things. So all of the men who are going to come around and say, oh, why she went now? Because that's how these things works. You do not have to come forth because one, there's so many things that come along with it. People don't believe them. They lose credibility. They lose opportunities. And it doesn't matter if they decide to come out tomorrow, the next day, or 20 years later. Let this girl tell her story. Period. Cassie continues on to say that he often punched, beat, kicked, and stomped on her when she attempted to leave, and also blew up a car, okay, that belonged to a man he thought was interested in her, Kid Cudi. Kid Cudi, pull up. Pull up, Kid Cudi. We need to hear. Is this true? Huh? I need to know this. This is very serious. He introduced her to a lifestyle of excessive alcohol and substance abuse and required her to procure illicit prescriptions to satisfy his own addiction. Okay? Mr. Combs offered her 8 figures to silence her and prevent the filings of the lawsuit. She rejected his efforts and decided to give a voice to all women who suffer in silence. Miss Ventura should be applauded for her bravery. And y'all, to be quite honest with you, she's coming up against a giant. Why? People are saying that the money ran dry. Cassie's a beautiful woman. She could be with any man. Okay? Billionaire status. You know, she's known, she already has a name. She could make money on her own without a man, to be quite honest with you. I mean, music, child, is not. But then again, so we be running around here making deals with McDonald's. Who knows? She might can relaunch her career off of this. Okay? So let's keep in mind, too, that Sean Diddy Combs was 20 years older than her and probably had complete control because of power dynamics. She was 19 when she started dealing with him. He was a grown man with money and power. I am not surprised when these men have so much money, they have a God complex. You can't tell them shit. And we are not surprised. Nobody is surprised by this. Diddy has been abusive to his artists, financially abusive to his artist. Okay. Outright irresponsible. Allegedly, y'all. Come on. You know, we are not surprised by this. And it was so weird. She came out with the shaved head, was all quiet. She never spoke. And she's talking now. This is my story. This is my song. Period. And I believe her. I do. And he's kind of like doing the same thing. I don't think he's trying to pull that with Carisha. Oh, and Carisha, please. Carisha, baby. Carisha, please stay out of this. Stay out of this, Carisha, please. Okay? Because your fan base is mostly women, young women. Do not try to bandwagon behind this man. It's okay if you're still dealing with him. Whatever. Okay? But do not come out with this. Do not come out and stand in support of this man. Don't say nothing. Just don't say anything. Not right now, sister. Okay? Y'all, this is juicy. This is really, really juicy. Okay? The whole male prostitute thing happened when she was around 20, and he basically told her he was interested in voyeurism and wanted to see her with another peen, and instructed her to look online for men with a large black penis. He reportedly called these encounters freak-offs or FOs, and at one point the suit claims he asked for them weekly. Damn. Because once you get it started, you get revved up. During the FOs, in addition to directing Miss Ventura and masturbating, Mr. Combs would use his phone, laptop, and tablet to film Miss Ventura having sex with the hired sex worker. He treated the forced encounter as a personal art project, adjusting the candles he used for the lighting to frame the videos he took. That's believable because, y'all, we all know he's a producer. Mr. Combs repeatedly made it clear that he retained many videos of Miss Ventura during FOs. FOs meaning freak-offs. The suit claims she found these encounters repulsive and would sometimes vomit beforehand. Oh my God. Oh, she was groomed, y'all. Oh my goodness. That's unbelievable. That is upsetting me. On one occasion after an FO, the suit claims that Combs was intoxicated and went to her hotel room where he allegedly dangled one of her friends off the 17th floor balcony. Miss Ventura and her friends were scared by Mr. Combs' erratic behavior, but Cassie was heavily sedated because of the drugs she took to participate in the FO, and therefore was unable to respond to Mr. Combs' terrifying behavior. Child, if they got that friend, pull her up. There were several attacks where she was physically abused but left her bruises and black eyes. She claims he once paid $50,000 for security footage in a hotel hallway that might have incriminated him. Wow. Combs allegedly blew up Kid Cudi's car in 2012 because Ventura was dating him. A spokesman for Kid Cudi told the New York Times, "This is all true." She attempted to end their relationship at an Italian restaurant in Malibu, California in September 2018. The suit claims he followed her to her home, which he paid for, and forced his way in. Mr. Combs forced himself into her apartment and tried to kiss Miss Ventura, the filing claims. She told him to stop and attempted to push him away. Mr. Combs then forcibly pulled on Mrs. Ventura's clothing and unbuckled his belt. He proceeded to grape Miss Ventura while she repeatedly said no and tried to push him away. Not a sexual deviant. The alleged abuse was left with her trauma, which she's treated with medical and psychological care. She married a personal trainer, Alex Fine, in 2019 and now has 2 children with him. Wow. Ventura filed her lawsuit under New York's Adult Survivors Act, a 1-year window in which victims of sexual abuse can file lawsuits irrespective of the statute of limitations. The window closes next week. Damn. Y'all, I don't know, y'all. It's when there's smoke, there's fire, and it's been a lot of smoke around here. Okay, and we all know that from Carisha Please, she liked to be, golden showers and this, that, and the third, and this, that, and the other. I can see him being into a couple of these things, doing a couple of these things. A 19-year-old girl, he's in his prime, has all of this money, has all of this control. She's, addicted to drugs, been groomed, and what you guys got to know about abuse is your brain gets rewired. Okay, this is unbelievable. I feel like a lot of times, Diddy has kind of skated by, came back, rebranded, take that. This is going to be different. Wow. I really want to know what you guys think. Drop down in the comments. Any victim, anybody has a chance, to kind of get justice. I think that they should pursue. And in claims that, she looking for clout. Cassie been out the way for years at this point. So stop. I need to know what y'all think about this. Drop down in the comments. Let me know. Let's get into some things, y'all. Woo, child. As always, I'm sending you love and light, and I will see you in the next video. Peace.